You're standing at the edge of a massive stone platform in Peru, and beneath your feet are lines so perfectly straight they stretch for miles across the desert floor. You can't see where they end, the Nazca lines. But here's the problem. You're on the ground, and these designs were meant to be seen from the sky. So who made them? And more importantly, why? You start walking the nearest line, your footsteps kicking up dust. The precision is impossible. Every angle matches, every curve is deliberate. But as you move forward, you realize something unsettling. These lines were carved by removing the dark surface stones to reveal the lighter earth beneath. That means whoever did this had to plan the entire design before they started. They had to see it in their minds perfectly formed. How? There were no hot air balloons, there were no drones, there were no aircraft. Yet the Nazca culture created these massive artworks between 500 BC and 500 AD with nothing but hand tools and determination. You turn away from the lines and head toward a different mystery entirely. This one is closer. It's in the water. You're now diving near the coast of Bimini in the Bahamas, and you're looking at what appears to be a perfectly constructed stone road beneath the ocean. The Bimini Road, locals call it a natural formation, but as you run your hands across the stones, you feel the unmistakable geometry of human construction. Each stone is rectangular. They're arranged in parallel lines. They are fitted together with precision that rivals modern engineering. The problem is simple but devastating. These stones were placed underwater, and according to geological dating, they've been there for thousands of years. But the accepted timeline says no advanced civilization existed in the Caribbean at that time. You push yourself deeper. The cold water presses against you. Something doesn't add up. You surface, gasping, knowing you've only glimpsed a fraction of the mystery. Your next destination takes you to Egypt. You're inside the Great Pyramid of Khufu, and you're examining something that shouldn't exist. It's a shaft, a narrow passage carved with surgical precision through millions of tons of stone. For centuries, nobody knew it was there. In 2017, scientists using muon imaging, a technique that can see through solid stone like an X-ray, discovered a massive void inside the pyramid. A room, a chamber. But here's what makes it impossible. The construction methods available to ancient Egyptians in 2560 BC shouldn't have allowed them to create these passages, let alone hide them so perfectly that they remained undiscovered for over 4,000 years. You're moving through the passage now, your hand brushing the wall. The stone is smooth, almost polished. The angles are exact, 90 degrees, perfect. The workers who built this had no power tools. They had copper chisels and stone hammers. Yet the precision suggests something far more advanced. You leave Egypt and travel to Bolivia. You're standing at Lake Titicaca, the highest navigable lake in the world, and you're examining the ruins of Tiwanaku. The stone blocks here are colossal. Some weigh over 400 tons. They are fitted together so tightly that you can't slide a knife blade between them. The precision is extraordinary, but the real mystery is the transportation. These blocks came from quarries miles away across impossible terrain. The accepted theory is that they used wooden rollers and ramps, but the mathematics don't work. The energy required to move a 400-ton block across that distance and elevation would have been astronomical. And yet, here they stand, perfectly aligned, perfectly placed. You examine the stonework more closely. The joints show no signs of mortar. The stones hold themselves through geometry alone. The builders understood weight distribution, load-bearing angles, and structural principles that wouldn't be formally documented in Western science until thousands of years later. Your journey continues to Stonehenge. You're walking among the massive sarsen stones on Salisbury Plain in England, and you're trying to understand what you're seeing. These stones were transported from Wales. That's 150 miles away. The largest stones weigh 50 tons. They were moved without wheels, without pack animals that could carry such weight, without any technology that should have made this possible. But the real mystery isn't the transportation, it's the alignment. Stonehenge is positioned with astronomical precision. The stones mark the summer solstice sunrise and the winter solstice sunset. The builders understood celestial mechanics, they understood mathematics, they understood engineering. And they did this 5,000 years ago with tools made of stone and bone. You touch one of the stones, it's cold, it's ancient, and it represents knowledge that shouldn't have existed. You're now in Cambodia, standing before Angkor Wat. This isn't just a temple, it's a city, a vast, intricate network of structures built in the 12th century. The engineering is astonishing. The water management system alone demonstrates hydraulic knowledge that rivaled anything in Europe at the time. But here's what disturbs you. The civilization that built Angkor Wat disappeared. By the 15th century, the city was abandoned. The jungle reclaimed it. For centuries, the world forgot it existed. When explorers rediscovered it in the 19th century, they couldn't believe humans had built something so vast, so complex, so beautiful. But the deeper question remains unanswered. Why did they leave? What happened to the civilization that created one of the world's greatest architectural achievements? You walk through the corridors. The stone is weathered, the carvings are fading. The mystery of Angkor Wat is the mystery of loss, of knowledge forgotten, of capabilities that vanished. You step back from these mysteries and consider them together. Across the globe, separated by thousands of miles and thousands of years, ancient peoples created monuments and structures that defy explanation. They moved stones that should have been immovable. They built with precision that rivals modern engineering. They understood mathematics, astronomy, and hydraulics. They created art that could only be appreciated from perspectives they couldn't reach. And then, in many cases, their knowledge disappeared. The civilizations fell. The techniques were lost, the understanding evaporated. Scientists still cannot explain how these achievements were possible with the tools and technology available at the time. And perhaps that's the greatest mystery of all, not how they did it, but why we've forgotten how to do it ourselves. These ancient mysteries remind us that human capability is far deeper than we imagine, and that some secrets of our past may never be fully understood.